three of these teams, really. I mean, no one is safe. This is the chance for, I guess, just easy. Look, I'm trying to say that this is the best chance for both these teams. If you have to play Temple Storm in a best of 3, I don't think that's going to be easy by any stretch of imagination. That's where I'm going with that, Moses.
Yeah, I agree. Now that you finally got it out. And
yeah, it took me a while.
Bondik's going to be spotting down mid. Doesn't see anything quite yet. 2 players getting aggressive over towards B for Flipside, and Markelov is just waiting back in case they get punished. But nothing coming quite yet. So G2 has Hall's control. The bomb is waiting down towards T ramp, which makes me think this is eventually going to be a B play. Just making a presence over at the A bomb site, and this is actually Lord of Rotation, and Markelov and World Edit both coming over towards A with Bondik and Blade already here.
And World Edit going to get himself into the cubby as well. So, advanced position. He's got the crossfire set with Markelov. One to distract, one to try and fire late, go for the trades. Well, then it's actually exposed early, so they're not actually going to go for the bait and switch play. They've got to find a way to get passive now, though, because they're still forward. World Edit's locked off in this cubby position, and Bondik, as a response, has also faded off the A side, so they're going to play the retake game with a single kid on Blade. Bondik and Markelov as well, super low on HP, but Scream, the headshot machine's going to take it into Shara. Shocks takes World Edit. Finally, a response, though, from Blade. Remember, he's the one on low HP, but has the kit. Actually, I take that back. He's the one on 76 HP but has the kit. So either way, he's got to get closer to the site. He's going to try and confront Scream instead, who is low enough that he will take him down. That brings it back to 3 versus 3. Bomb planted default, but the smoke on Pit will actually provide coverage right now to Smiths, who's waiting in behind the statue, and he'll pop out at the worst possible time for Bondik. But Markelov does at least get one trade. That's all he's going to get. RPK's inside the site. It's going to be 1-0 G2.
Yeah, flip side, they got everything they could have wanted with that stack towards Rap side. No one actually playing in the Pit or bomb site to really defend against that plant. And actually, G2 had no smokes to block them off, so that was actually the fight that Flipside wanted to take with so many players over there just to take those aim duels. But, you know, one player gets gooshed immediately and he gets pushed back, cannot be aggressive. And then once you're playing a retake with 2 players on low HP at that ace site on pistol, it's just so difficult to deal with. So a good pistol round from G2. They're up 1-0. That nade's going to come out. Lands pretty close to World Edit. He's brought down to 77. It is investment into this round. Armor and upgraded pistols. Bondik has the smokes, but Shar is going to be the first one to make contact. Existence right around the corner, and there's the dink, but he can't finish off the kill. Markelov peeks with the deagle, does a little bit of damage. Actually, some of the players from G2 are pretty heavily tagged up.
Quite reasonably so. Shocks will find Blade either way, though. That's World Edit. And try and re-enter toward this B site. He comes through, and they're both unexpecting, and that means Smiths and RPK are gone. It evens the situation and discourages the push onto the B site. However, there's a smoke at mid to slow them a little bit. It's only going to be Bondik inside of the site to have to try and fend them off. Shocks comes out of apartments, he'll find him. That takes away the chance for the flank, and Existence is actually being smart about this. He knows World Edit's going to push down, catches him off. It's all on Markelov.
Yeah, not too much left for him to do with this deagle, only 19 HP. So G2, it gets a little bit scary with those 2 kills from World Edit, but of course it's Shocks to make the plays out. A-Halls opens up that site. So they do get the plant, and it should just be an easy cleanup, and it is for Existence. So 2-0, they take a little bit of damage, not too bad. But moving forward in this next round, they shouldn't have to go up against too much opposition. Good thing to note, World Edit didn't invest in that second round. He's got 3,700 right now, so he's going to be able to have that AWP going into the 4th.
Another player that I always highlight that needs to step up severely for Flipside. He doesn't seem to hit the hard shots. He'll hit the easy ones all day, but when there's pressure on him, he seems to whiff quite a bit.
Was it an interview yesterday where was it Bondik or Blade that said that Shara was a little bit nervous on his first day?
I don't remember who, but I do remember that being said. You're right.
I believe it was Shara. So, you know, maybe hopefully feeling a little bit more comfortable in the second matchup he has here today. Kind of know what to expect with the setup the way it is. Smiths is going to be aggressive over towards the B bomb site. Molotov's used to force away any aggression. Smiths just pre-firing the corner, and he's going to find Markelov, and he's even going to get a second one on the Shara. Both get caught out in the open, and now it's World Edit's turn to run right through the smoke. He gets mowed down by the MAC-10. Should be an easy round from here for G2.
Remember, Shara does have the 1-LAN APM, Acer Predator Masters, under his belt already coming into this. Obviously, a far less significant LAN, but still did give him a little bit of practice in the environment. They went to the final of that LAN. Unfortunately, Markelov, due to visa issues, had to leave early, so they used Angel as a stand-in, and it went 3-0 very quickly to Mouse Sports. But
that was the event where you guys did the Queen karaoke, Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what we did. You're right.
That was cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. I bet you were jealous.
I was, yeah, just seething with jealousy.
I imagine you were. You were probably jealous of that entire event. As World Edit onto the AWP early, as mentioned, you said he was saving, didn't invest, and they're going to go for this I guess you could call bonus round, as I've kind of dubbed it with G2, where they keep the SMGs. If they win it, great, they get more money. If they don't, they'll have a chance to buy in the next one regardless and go for the reset against Flipside. So they're playing the long game here. Markelov is going to use the UMP, but Bondik's position is quite clever, actually. It's not common that people play that little gap in the railing toward the apartments, but he shuffles at the wrong time. Still manages to get one shot, make it two as Blade saves him. The flash came through, and it looked like Bondik would lose his vision, but Blade picks up two. G2 will fight back into it. There's still a man down, but Scream going to try and take over the pit side. They've already taken the player away from it. They've now got the player inside of the site as well.
Yeah, just got to be careful. He's getting flanked out, going to try and get this bomb planted, and he's almost got to do it safe inside the site. Doesn't know where the second member is. Does hear Markelov running around the smoke. Does he check behind him? He does, and he's going to get that kill. Headshot, of course, and Markelov now the smoke fades, and he's caught in the open, but he wins that anyways. Very, very important kill for Markelov to get there, but the CT side is brought to just one player surviving, so the money is still not going to be very strong, although he does salvage the op.
And Shocks, having used the SMG so frequently, had built himself up to 10K. So as mentioned, that was the bonus round. They can buy again fully on the T side. Smith's limited to, okay, just a P90, but that's his choice in this situation because easily Shocks could have dropped him. And they're going to go against the AWP once more for World Edit. Shara, Blade, Bondik, all left to the FAMAS. But decent utility. They've all got smokes to work with, and that's extremely important on Inferno, as we know, especially in this particular spot at Banana. As Smiths will try and be the man on the mission, the reconnaissance with the SMG. He's going to go right through the edge of that Molotov as well. He's a little bit early. Shara's going to take him down. Smoke now deployed, and they'll try and fall back into this. It actually works out. Flip side, Markelov comes back in and finds them trying to push through. A little bit overcommitted, and look where the bomb is now. Inside the site, they have to commit, and it's just Shocks and Existence left. They're already rotating over the two players from the A site.
Yeah, that kill on the stream locks him out of the smoke, so it's so difficult for Existence and Shocks from here. 2-on-4 situation. I think Smith's trying to entry with that P90. He actually got tagged with a grenade as he was jumping in, and that kind of really hampered his movement. He just gets stopped in the wide open and eliminated, but that's a good defense from Flipside. If they can keep all four members of these up, I mean, this might be a little bit deceptive because the round is clearly in their favor, but if they lose too many members, this is a great opportunity for them to build up some of that money that they're going to need. They need those smokes and Molotovs moving forward. And if Shocks or Existence are even able to get 2 or 3 kills here, that would be very, very detrimental moving forward for Flipside on this defense.
Shocks trying to elevate himself in such a position that he can see toward the spools above the smoke. Not quite going to have said vision. Now that the smoke and Molotov has dissipated, he's going to try and walk into this just himself. With Existence lagging slightly behind, not in a trade position, and as mentioned, they had the crossfire established. They had that bomb down. There was really no chance once they got caught inside the smokes early on.
That's a little curious to me from an Existence-led team that they were so aggressive towards that B bomb site through the Molotov, especially in that 4th round. They get those 4 kills. They know the money's low. They can really punish that. So they apply early pressure to Banana, which is great. They force out a Molotov. I thought they would just be able to wait things out towards the end of the round when Flipside has no more nades, no more flashes. They don't have to run through fire at that point, but trying to go right through it, they get punished. It is another full buy for G2, though, even without a plant. Like you said, with those SMGs, plenty of money built up. But likewise, Flipside, very, very strong behind these rifles and that AWP. Shocks is going to take over A Apartments control. Pretty much solo, not finding anyone.
And Blade Bondik are the 2 on the pit side of A. Blade's going to play underneath the atrium right now. Smith's trying to evaluate what's going on toward Banana, but early Molotovs at the log pile, plus an additional smoke toward the car means he won't get much advancement.
I think Flipside just used 2 smokes in Banana, so that might have been a little bit of a mistake.
You're right, actually, they did. That is a doubled smoke. And we already mentioned the utility being so important. We'll let it, oh, gonna start things off. Finally hitting some shots when pressure's applied. No one in a trade position either because they smoked off Blade's position underneath the atrium. And the smoke will continue to sit for another about 4 or 5 seconds. It's just starting to dissolve now, but Shocks didn't take advantage of it. He's gonna have to wait for this. And now Blade comes the man with vision. He's gonna try and hold this off. Markelov gets in a better position as well. A little bit doubled up as we see the gun barrel through his model. Realism on point, but World Edit with his 3rd kill means just Shocks remaining. And this time, the money will run out. They will go dry into the next round as it's going to come up to 3s already. Flipside, great responses.
Yeah, this is worst case scenario as well for G2 because now 5 members survived this round for the previous. Money's building up on the CT side and G2's forced into a save. So another round where Flipside can be able to rack up some easy kills. Hopefully not lose too many members, but G2, none of their entries have gone the way they've planned. First with Smiths coming through that Molotov over towards B, that time coming up mid, World Edit just puts him to a stop. So really good defense on the initial point of attack here for Flipside. 3-3, very early into this Inferno match. Smiths does spot out Shar, getting a little bit aggressive at car, but with that deagle, not going to take that fight. There's no utility, actually, excuse me. Shox has a smoke and a flash to use on the G2 side. But he's once again in halls, all alone. He's taking it over. Some early damage dealt on a Smiths down to 30 HP.
Shower getting a little bit more aggressive inside of it, so they are starting to deploy the smokes and try and execute control. Flip side this time against the pistols. Markelov looked like he might consider rotating over toward the A site, but that smoke's dissolved, and Shower is going to ask him kindly to stay inside the B site in case things go wrong. But now with the smokes being deployed at the top of middle, good Molotov that actually bounces off one player and then does massive damage. Smith is down to 1 HP before he's even spotted, and it's just going to be Bondic and Blade to clean up inside of the A site, and they'll not even relinquish one single kill or a fraction of health lost. And now their money starts to swell as they've got 4 straight rounds, the last 2 very efficient. They got a full round in hand. And G2 get within the max loss bonus, but are still quite limited in what they can buy. They won't have an AWP to work with, and Shox isn't even going to have much utility at all.
No, but he's been playing more of a lurking position and taking over halls on his own, and he hasn't even been using too much utility to do it. So not the most important player to have all the nades that he would like, as he is going to be a solo player. Either way, that was a really nice Molotov in that last round behind the smoke as it blocks him off from vision. Deals massive damage, like you said, and if it wasn't easy enough to clean up those Glocks with no armor and the P250s with no armor, Molotov makes it easier. Shara once again getting a little bit aggressive. Smith spots him out. A little bit of fire forces him away from the car, but no more pressure from G2 applied towards Banana. Pretty spread out across the map, waiting out these smokes towards the end of Banana. Scream is going to be the one in halls, and he's going to get Molotov back. So still, Flipside using their nades, using their utility to prevent any kind of early aggression.
World Edit again going to be holding this angle. Last time he played here, he got 3 kills. Quick pop flash out from Scream, goes a little bit far. Serves well to give away position. And Bondic's boosted above said smoke, so watch for him to spot Scream's head as soon as it walks through the doorway. And with no smokes now deployed, it's a full crossfire position. As Smiths and Existence, meanwhile, are starting to evaluate what's going on toward that Banana. They pushed Shara and Markelov back inside of the site, but aren't exactly in a prime position to take advantage of it just yet, as the rest of the team, with Scream leading the charge, are going to try and walk out into B. A leg shot onto Scream, not a kill, but now with the smoke off, it means Blade has to clean it up, and he's going to do just that. 3 kills for him as he gets blinded on the 4th. Existence gets the trade and now has the bomb to work with, but World Edit still inside of the site. They've lost the player in pit. That's crucial, because now, with World Edit down, they can go for a safe plant, and it has to be a retake forced out from Flipside.
Yeah, Markelov just now getting smoked off, so he might want to wrap around and meet up with Shara, who's flanked up mid, who's also been spotted out. So G2, a good indication of where both players are. Shara's trying to hit a very, very difficult shot onto Shox, but it's going to be Shox who wins it.
Markelov does get the trade, though, and he could try and walk forward still. It's in the graveyard, though, and I don't know that he'll check this. He won't at all. Existence pops up. It's a free kill. And G2 respond, but they've now reset what was 4 rounds against them and lost 4 players in doing so. So thankfully it's the terrorist side where they can get away with lesser investment, but it's still going to be pretty tight in terms of utility. So Existence and Scream, they'll have a full set of nades to work with. Smiths elects to go with the MAC-10, so he can do the same and potentially build toward the AWP, but Shox and RPK with just armor.
Yeah, they wanted to have that. They wanted to have a third full set of nades. That's the only reason he's going with the MAC-10 here. World Edit in mid. Thinking about maybe pop flash peeking, and it is. It bounces off the roof. He goes for the look, and he sees absolutely nothing. Now just holding an angle towards alt mid. Meanwhile, G2 very aggressively come up towards halls. 3 members, it looks like, going to this time take it over eventually. It is Molotoved off at the moment, so they've got to wait just a little bit longer. Stairs are completely impassable. The defense still just set up in this default. World Edit playing wrap side, Blade playing under porch. This is just a very standard setup that they've had success with early on. Here come the smokes. World Edit is blocked off, but the main prong of the attack is coming out halls. RPK gets the first kill and the second. Opens up the bomb site. World Edit does have 1. He's got to do more, though.
Whoa.
And he gets a second. Nice shot at RPK. Goes for a third. Can't land it. Brought it into a 3-on-3 at least.
Bomb will be planted default. World Edit can do nothing of it. Scream has no escape plan. He can't work toward the pit safely. Look at the blood splattered on the back of that truck. What a massacre. And still they wait for the arrival of the 2 remaining Flipside players to rotate over from the B site. They're going to get caught off by Existence, who's lurking down in middle, and Shox getting Shara. It's World Edit now that has to save the AWP, and they're aware of it. They're going to try and catch him quickly. He just gets around the corner, but look at the second player right now coming in through Banana. Existence is going to meet him. Yeah,
Existence is on the hunt, doesn't want him to get away, and he cleans him out. Headshot onto World Edit. That loses the AWP. Still money in the bank for Flipside. They can buy into this round. World Edit's a little bit low. I don't think they'll have an AWP into this unless Blade drops one over and just sticks on the pistol. And they are going to buy up. Markelov's going to be on the UMP. M4's come out for Shar and Bondik, and there it is. They do drop the op over. Blade, he's just going to have to get some armor and upgrade to a P250. He's got some utility, so full nades to work with, but a little bit light on a couple players in terms of their weaponry.
What a selfless in-game leader. Speaking of selfless, one of the first 5 North American teams to lose today.
Dead now, of course. Rest in pieces.
As Smiths goes for the boost, no smoke to see over top of, but looks toward the car. Molotov deployed as well behind it to clear anyone that might be sitting comfortably behind the dead Dacia.
Yeah, but Shar is stuck out here. The Molotov burning him alive. He got completely stuck, and on top of that, Haycard, he probably did not imagine the Molotov would burn him. But it does. Some hot fire comes out. Shara falls for free. That was one of the M4s, so that's actually a bigger blow than you'd expect. It's in a very difficult position to reclaim it as well. Even if that Molotov hadn't killed him, it had blocked him off from retreat, so he was very, very isolated out towards the car, towards that hay cart, and he was going to fall either way to G2. And now with this man advantage, they adjust their positioning on the map. Now they're going to work their way over towards the A bomb site. The rotation has made this defense weak. It's just Blade and Bondik. Blade only has a pistol to watch rap side. Shox has a great angle on it. Here goes the peek. Shox deals massive damage, down to 20 HP. It hasn't fallen yet, but now it turns into a B split.
Going to be a pretty effective one as well because neither player in A has spotted this up just yet. They're still waiting in pit in the site. They're not even rotating, and one player in Library is going to cut them off if they try. But it's World Edit that comes up large. He's got 2 kills. RPK and Scream fall, and Smith's forced to retreat back into the confines of the banana, and suddenly things turn because the player in Library is a long ways away from him, and they're going to pinch him off. They push down middle, and Bondik just barely picking up the kill. Will leave Shox on his own, away from the bomb. But Bondik changes his angle. Time's not going to matter. Yeah, you're right. 7 seconds left. Doesn't matter if he gets this kill or not. Bondik will secure it. So back and forth game, but remember the T side, this still favors G2 quite heavily.
Markelov runs out during just a passive moment from G2, grabs that UMP and gets a kill with it. That's huge. Just finding that one kill, and actually it's a little bit unfortunate for G2 because just going straight up rap side into that A site would have yielded them the bomb site. They would have gone away from the AWP. They would have just been going against the P250, who's already at 20 HP. So they get a little bit of fancy with their tactics with that mid to B, or that, not mid to B, but that B split from CT spawn. Gets punished. And now they're the ones on some light arsenal. 3 pistols, RPK, Smiths in existence. They have some utility to work with, but most of the aggression, most of the early success is going to have to come from Shox and Scream with these AKs. Going to have to find an opening pick for him, and World Edit with this AWP is playing really, really well.
I have to say he is, and that's, again, someone that we've highlighted that needs to step up in the absence of Simple's high impact early on to open up rounds for them. And CT side in particular, when he seems to get overwhelmed, when there's 2 or 3 people pushing against him, he doesn't hit those fast shots all the time. But so far this game, he's been more successful. Perhaps maybe because Valve finally fixed the overlay and put the second hole on the AWP. That's probably why.
Yep,
that's why World Edit's better now.
The op is just a stronger weapon because we now know there is a hole in it. Second hole. Blade is going to be smoked off, and they are going to go after World Edit on the wrap. He gets smoked off as well. Falls back in a Library. Blade, meanwhile, gets traded off. And there's no defense on this rap side. It's just Bondik isolated in the site. Shox eliminates him. World Edit places himself behind all the smokes and can do absolutely nothing. So this is going to be a bomb plant. Retake's going to be difficult, but World Edit adjusts nicely. Smith gets aggressive. He does fall. Now it's a 3-on-3 retake scenario for Flipside. As Shara has come up on the flank up mid.
Keep in mind that Scream is extremely low on HP as well, so he's got to be quite passive inside of the apartments. He won't peek until absolutely necessary, but it's not exactly planted for him either. So RPK will be the bait inside the site. He manages to get Markelov. That's punching his weight out because he gets a second on World Edit. I was going to say all he really has to do is distract for Shox, who's inside the graveyard, but he goes beyond that.
G2 does a really good job of post-plant and you know, mid-round situations when they have map control, especially post-plant, of setting up crossfires with each other in all their positions. And that time it was very, very effective. It's also been effective a couple different times earlier in this half. But they've got themselves up 6-5 lead, and they've forced a save out of Flipside. An eco round, they can't really invest much. This actually might have to be back-to-back ecos for Flipside. So that's really, really punishing. Winning that one round and then getting reset again. Money is finally gone. Shar gets aggressive, spots out Existence, who's solo with the bomb, so that's a little bit scary. But there's Bondik going to get that first kill. Shox does fall. Smith trades it off. It's evened out into a 4-on-4. But still, so much pressure about to be applied to this A-bomb site.
And RPK is going to be the first to confront Bondic, takes him down. That gives up the pit entirely. It's all on World Edit inside of the site, who nearly does do decent damage onto RPK, but Smiths gets the kill. Scream, he'll hold off the rotations. Smith's there as well. It's Markelov down. And it's 7 rounds for G2 in the anti-eco situation. There's still not a lot of money to work with on this side of Flipside after that quick little reset that they did incur 3 rounds ago now, I guess, but they're going to invest into it. Well, I mean, they pretty much have to. It's round 13. They can't afford to give up any more rounds. And they do get the AWP, which is crucial.
Yeah, I think that would be maybe a different scenario for World Edit couldn't afford the AWP, but since he can, just rely on him to do some work. See what he can make of it. Smith's going to come up these stairs. He's been taking banana control, but this time that deep smoke, and he's the only one here going to play it passively. Meanwhile, 4 members, this looks like it's just going to be a very fast play at mid. World Edit blind, misses the first shot, drops a flashbang to cover his retreat, and he does get away safely to grab a new angle. G2 gets stalled out just a little bit. Molotov to clear out that corner, and World Edit here, he's going to be under some pressure. Blinded again, just takes a shot, doesn't find anything. Now the rotation is in, though. 2 members on ramp side, 3 actually, as one comes from the B bomb site. So this is going to be tough. World Edit once again holding an angle, not going to miss that one. Smiths falls, and G2 don't really seem to have a plan behind this. They've stagnated.
Slightly so, but they're still going to try and pursue this pit position. Bondic is smoked off. That'll allow RPK to wrap to his left and get inside of the site, but he's not expecting Blade's position, so that drops the bomb down. Good response, World Edit, to take existence as well, and it's just 2 players remaining for G2, one of which is Scream. But he can scream all he wants. Doesn't get him a kill against that AWP that is World Edit. Shocks is going to battle his way up, though. 2 quick kills as they continue to overcommit on these peaks, and Markelov's going to do the same. He nearly gets punished for it as well. If there was a moment of truth from Shocks, if he had dared take that fight, you wonder what might happen. There's 30 seconds. There's no need to face this. They have the bomb down inside of the site. Shara's going to go for it. Thankfully, he'll secure the kill.
Yeah, Shocks chooses a really awkward moment to move out of pit. As he sees that smoke up, he had a one-on-one isolated in the bomb site, but just as he moves out, the smoke clears. A little bit unfortunate for him. Good attempt nonetheless, but still plenty of money on the G2 side. Up on Smiths. Shocks has a Tech 9. He's the only one really hurting. 3 AKs beside it. And still the money on the CT side is not really that strong. A Famas on a Blade, UMP on a Markelov. They have the nades they want. World Edit and Shara could use a couple flashbangs. We saw World Edit use those perfectly to escape out of some tough situations. He's going to go for a mid peek, but doesn't commit too wide to it. There's some aggression out at Banana as well. Shara pushed out towards the sandbags. Shocks gets aggressed upon it. He only has that Tech 9, so he does the damage to Bondic, but he can't find the kill. So early advantage for Flipside now.
And Scream's going to be the one to play the lurk inside the apartments in this particular round. But again, another mid-smoke, and Shower's going to get aggressive. Smiths, take his knee off. Make it so that he can no longer be the adventurer. Not going to do it. Sad.
It happened.
To be fair, it would have had to go through a Dacia, which we know are impenetrable. Actually, Lotta's would be stronger, but...
All right, that's enough of your car talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You've had your moment.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm not Jerry Clarkson. Thank God, because I didn't punch a producer and get fired, but... We know someone else in esports who did something similar. Markelov going to rotate back over toward B, and thankfully just in time because Shara in behind the sandbags is the only one on that B site. And he's going to take the long approach to get toward construction, but Shara's going to battle it on his own. He's got the first kill successfully. That allows the rotation back into the site, the safety, and as they push mid to try and compensate the difference, World Edit waiting once more will take the bomb away. They're going to smoke that off. Now that smoke did go a little bit shallow for Scream, but he can still try and grab it inside. I'm not sure he's got the confidence to do so, though.
Well, it's tough because, yeah, there it is. World Edit right through the smoke. Gets a second kill onto the round. Smith is just going to go right through, right at him. Pistols out for World Edit. Smith misses the shot, hits the secondary, hits the follow-up. Knows there's one at the corner. He's going to scope in, but Blade is going to win that. Dodges the bullet. Sprays him down long range. And now Flipside with the chance to actually go on a little bit of a run here at the end. If they can win this 3rd round in a row, they're going to win the half, and it should be a little bit easier than those past 2 because there's only going to be 1 AK-47 on the board for G2. Everyone else is going to be on pistol armor. They're going to have plenty of nades, but got to be able to find some kills with those P250s and Tech 9s. World Edit at 16 and 10. Talked about him needing to step up. He has for sure in this half, despite the scoreline, despite giving up a lot of rounds to a T side on Inferno. World Edit has been playing very, very strong in mid.
Absolutely, and he's going to go for the fast peek this time with the flash. Got the angle held for alt mid as well, which is the right place to be in Scream. It looked like he was actually going to show himself, but thankfully these guys know where to smoke the smokes from. He fires through that preemptively, and he catches out Shocks, who'd thrown the first flash, the first smoke toward the arch side. They're going to go regardless. Blade's a little bit lost inside of this, and RPK gets whirled at it. Now they've got a chance, and it's all on a late execution, because that could have been disastrous, losing the first man before the nades were even thrown. There's no one in toward the pit, which is also a bit of salvation for them because Bondic, although on the rotation does get one, it means that they can get this plant down successfully. Good bounce nade, though. Look at the damage done onto both Smith and Existence.
Yeah, Molotov's going to do some work as well. Existence has got to find a new position. Everyone in the bomb site for G2, no one's been able to find good post-plant positioning in pit because of Bondic's flank. There's some damage done to him, though. He's going to move forward, 7 HP. He might be the one to lead the way, flush out some of the G2 members. Markelov gets that first kill. Smiths also falls. Nice play. Existence still alive. He gets 2. He's got 1 more to find, but Markelov's going to finish him off. All 3 kills on the retake for Markelov. And that's going to be the 8th round for Flipside. They're going to take the half.
Markelov, top 5 world player confirmed, returning to his roots.
Let's hope so. Let's hope that continues.
Imagine.
For those of you new to Counter-Strike, we might have some potential new viewers here. Markelov at the end of previous version of Counter-Strike is one of the best players who've ever played the game back in 1.6. So if he can get back up to that level, we've been saying this for a while now.
know, right? It's like a pipe.
It hasn't happened yet,
time.
But we're all praying, we're all hoping and praying that he gets there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It would be exciting. It would be like the amount of fans that would just like swarm in behind that storyline. But right now, I mean, this is still a back and forth game, and 7 rounds G2 on the T side is very impressive. They switch it over. If they can get this pistol and get the momentum, it might actually be pretty quick. We know Flipside in the past has been quite T-sided, and with the original roster that obviously wasn't sure I had Simple in it, this map and Mirage, little bit cobblestone, but these were the T-sided maps for them where they could actually manage to steal rounds. Now, it's been a far cry since that for them as of late. I don't think their execution's quite as well timed, so it's going to be a lot of pressure applied. Remember, best of 1, winner of this, they're straight into the major. Mouse Sports qualified yesterday. This is the next team. This will be the 10th team to qualify, and we'll have 6 after this. But if you don't, you're up against the young, hot Brazilian team in a best of 3.
Young, hot Brazilian team, ain't that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean it like that, but yes. Yes, young, hot Brazilians.
Yeah, and no one wants to go against Tempo Storm right now. Looking very, very strong. Definitely a scary team to face in a best of 3. So into the pistol round we go. Everyone on G2 brings up the armor. No nades out for the CT side. No kits as well. It's going to be Blade with smoke, flash, flash. Everyone else on flip side has the armor. And there's going to be this. That's a decoy up mid, and now it's going to be pressure on B. Scream's here. He spots it out. He knows they're coming. They have no nades to slow him down. Just the decoy on Scream. That's not going to scare anyone away. Existence gets blind as well at Spindle. Nice use of nades, but he does get a kill anyway. Scream. He's going to try and make it happen, but he's alone. 1 headshot. Can he get more? He cannot. He does fall. Trades all the way into the B bomb site. Shocks on a quick flank. And there's Smiths here as well. It looked a little bit promising for Flipside, but G2 has salvaged the round.
So far, so good. Markelov 1 versus 3. Fits in the back of the site. He's already spotted. Can't go forward to try and grab the bomb, which was dropped near the fountain. And it's RPK to close the round. There we go. That's the pistol we talked about. Now G2's got a bit of a chance to try and extend the momentum, to extend forward. I love this stage sometimes when people go. It feels like we're in an earthquake up here.
Yeah.
A little bit unsettling.
It's not the most stable thing in the world. Yeah, if we just stop talking, guys, it's because the entire stage collapsed.
If you hear a loud bang followed by a scream, a wince. It's probably Moses, because I'm invincible. So let's get into the invincibility of the SMGs, though, because we've got an MP9, we've got an MP7. It's Smiths and Shocks that are wielding them, and they're up against the Tech 9s and Deagles. World Edit doesn't elect to go for armor, so already he's playing the long game to try and get an early AWP, but it's Existence that's going to find he and Blade. Shara and Bondic, the last 2 remaining. Soon to be dead, of course.
Soon to be. Isolated in the A apartments with the bomb, and there's Smiths. Nice shot with the SMG. A couple quick headshots, and now it's just down to Bondic. No longer has the bomb as well. It's dropped up towards the balcony in the window room. So Bondic's going to take the long play with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play with, just trying to see if he can find any economic damage onto the team. If he can grab 1 player, catch him off guard, thinking that there's no reason for him to make this take this kind of a route. This, in a 1-on-4 situation. Smiths might be the first one to be caught off, but he actually finds his way all the way back up mid. So now Bondic, there's no one for him to really see. No kills for him to find. So this is going to be 9-8 in G2, as long as they keep these 4 players alive. Good stuff. Going to build up some money. They're going to want Smiths on that AWP. This is going to be a tough half for Flipside. I mean, you mentioned that their T side is very good, but I mean, in
Well,
the
it's
past,
been a while
in the
since
past,
that, yeah.
Well, and also you don't have Simple on it, as we mentioned in the post game. This team used to have Simple, and with him dropping 28, 30 kills every match, your T sides do tend to get a bit easier.
But they're not going to make it easy, G2. Scream being the only one to go down was wielding a rifle, remember. So the decision from him is to sit, actually, and just buy armor, a smoke, and a flash. Let his teammates do the rest of the work to win out the round, then he'll play it into the next round. That's his whole goal here with the money. Good push down Banana early on from Smiths and Shocks. It's been spotted by Blade, but he's preoccupied with RPK, Existence, and Scream, who have done the same at the top of middle. So a full pinch play. Markelov's going to go down, and that works very well. RPK goes to 8 HP, Scream goes to 11, but overall all 5 stay alive. And now we'll get into the gun round.
And this could just, World Edit's back on his AWP, this time on the terrorist side, which can be a little bit difficult to manage, but you coined it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm going to use it for the first time, this bonus round, where they keep the SMGs into the first gun round. So Smiths isn't going to upgrade, neither is Shocks. So it is that payoff, right? This is why you call it the bonus. It's a bit of a gamble, because if they're able to get a couple kills, build up more money, and even if they live and salvage to an AK-47, they all of a sudden have a very strong rifle that they didn't spend money on. So it's the crucial thing to note here. How effective are they going to be? One of these SMGs, actually both of them are going to be at the A bomb site. Shocks playing on the balcony, Smiths playing towards Rap side. So close-up angle for Shocks to work with if they execute out. Smiths might be the one who's going to be under a little bit of pressure. But the big question, World Edit with this op, where's he going to try and find his pick? Going to be over towards Banana, but it just gets smoked off. So he's locked out. He's ineffective for another 15 seconds or so.
Rip all chickens. Blade working on that accuracy. Once more, though, that smoke deploy to the bottom of Banana does mean that Scream can start to secure that position. And we often talk about it playing similar to a mid in other maps. It's an option. Just by having that anchored, look what response is. They can rotate a 4th player over toward A. It also limits the terrorists in how much options they have. And because there's still so much space before the B site, if they start to lose that ground, the CTs, they can just call for the rotation back the other way. And it's really no harm, no foul. As Blade and Markelov look to finally try and get some presence inside of said Banana, but the smoke off on the left indicates perhaps crossfire peek at the top of mid, and that's what World Edit elects to try and do. Good play from RPK, though, as he spots both aggressors. Bondic and World Edit both drop down to 12. Good old M4. At least it's consistent.
Yeah, their only option is go back towards the B bomb site, and actually G2 has misread this. Existence has got to get back there. Scream's going to be under a lot of pressure. He does have it smoked off for now, but that's only going to last so long. World Edit's still trying to cause a distraction, but Existence not falling for it. He's gotten over to B. He's completely blind, though. Scream is going to be under pressure by himself, at least initially. Tries to set up a crossfire, gets the first shot, and there's Existence. Wraps around towards Spindle, gets one. Now he's just got to stay alive. The B bomb site is lost, but the rotation is here. Shocks and Smiths with these SMGs, and RPK is going to be on the flank. World Edit is very low. This could be a quick kill, but it's the op that comes out on top. No flank option for G2. Now down to a 3-on-3 retake, and despite the health being low, positioning for Flipside is very strong.
World Edit, Bondic still alive in this, but the SMGs can tear him apart quite quickly. Smoke goes out as well. That's going to delay anything. And Bondic, all right, bud, let's see what you got. You sit about 2 inches from your monitor, so surely he could see through that smoke, you'd think. But it's going to be Smith that gets him instead. Markelov in behind Nubox, going to try and do battle. It's the SMG from Shocks that finds him, but World Edit managing to catch Smiths. Now leaves Shocks and he in a one-on-one. 12 HP, remember, for World Edit, who's going to go for this because he has no indication that Shocks isn't on it. However, time is not sufficient. Oh, 3 HP, and he keeps the AWP.
Yeah, so despite not winning that round, really nicely done, because there's going to be no op this time for World Edit, who got 2 kills last round. And now, I mean, it's just going to be such a light buy. That last round, it was really interesting. Flipside, waiting out all the smokes on the Molotovs from G2 and the choke points, they didn't use any of their own smokes. They had 5 smokes left. They used 1 to allow World Edit to peek towards lane side, to peek towards under balcony. That was the kind of the pick that play they wanted to make. That's where they wanted the first attack to be, see if they could find a kill. But now Smiths, he's going to leg one, but he's caught in the open. He can't get away, although Shara helps him out. That's Shocks, excuse me, not Smiths. But Shara helps him out, even things up with a 4-on-4 with that TK.
I can't forgive you for making that mistake, Moses.
Sorry.
I've never done that.
Please forgive me.
Only twice around. As Shara gets around the corner, Existence nearly spotted on the cross. That time will be. So they have the information there's at least 1 player toward the library. I think Shara was spotted in turn, though. So, yeah, they are going to rotate back through library towards CT just to make sure Shara has no movement. However, in some stroke of fate, he's managed to actually outthink them, because going back the other way, no one was watching that door. I would have liked to see him push into Library, but he didn't know he had the advantage there, and RPK gets two. Once more, he's got double kills in this round, and he doesn't prevent a bomb plant, but makes it entirely possible for this retake to happen, as Markelov's going to anchor in the pit. The smoke not quite far enough around the corner, so he'll be spotted up. They go for the bait and switch with the AWP, and a great smoke. Taking that one out of the leaf of North America, as we are on their soil. But now going to spots up two. In fact, they almost line up. He takes Smith's and Existence low, but they still push forward toward the site. He'll get Smith's on the second effort, and Existence is limited in his motion. He has to wait for Scream to come into this, and he will. He'll take World Edit, but it's Markelov who can dodge behind this smoke. He can play the dance, and he can find the first kill. Now it's all down to timing, and Scream's going to try and get on top of this. He's actually behind the box. He's a little bit slow getting over the truck, Markelov, but crucially hits the shot, and crucially yells at his opponents to let him know about it.
What a play from Markelov. Finds the corner of that smoke that's exposed. It doesn't completely cover him, and he does so much damage. RPK makes an insane play. The only one in this A bomb site. He's in pit, navigates the smokes of Flipside's execution, and finds 2 kills. And then Markelov just makes an incredible performance there on the retake defense. Nicely done from Flipside. It's tied up 10-10. There is another op out on Smith, so much money had been built up by G2. They have the op. They have 2 rifles behind it, Existence and Scream. They're going to be stuck on pistols, but again, it's the op going down early for G2. Smith's falls, 5-on-4 now for Flipside, and a critical round that could break the economy of this defense.
Shox has gone passive inside of the site. He's going to hold the boiler doorway. Can't pronounce my words. Rather than the top of middle. Sounded like Elmer Fudd there for a moment.
It's early in the day.
It is, you're right. It's a good thing we had a great breakfast, though. Shower, going to check out the
oatmeal?
Left side. Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? All 3 bites of it that I took.
There's Shox chiming in, evens things up in a 4-on-4. And he can now play a little bit more passive. Scream is going to rotate cheat towards the B bomb site just in case. Shox is going to smoke off B from Rap side. Now he feels a little bit of pressure, falls away, gets stuck at the corner, but thankfully that flash prevents Shara from peeking it, or else Shox could have been in trouble there. Once again, RPK is going to be all alone towards lane side. He's right behind the truck, and he would have a big job to do if Flipside executes here. 35 seconds left on the clock. Bomb's going to fall back towards B. We're going to try and turn this into a pinch, but Scream stops World Edit, and now everyone is going to be rotating back towards this B bomb site. It's going to be all on Existence. And
Shox is slowed because he knows the wrap was a possibility, so he still has to watch for Shara, who's now just left. It's going to be all 3 in Banana, and Shox still in CT. And Existence gets 1. That drops bomb, buys a little bit of time. Smoke still, though, in the way of Shox, so he's going to have to go construction side to try and make this work. Shara nearly caught toward Oranges, too. That'll relay information. Shox should have the information when he does go for the entry toward construction, and it's a Galil only for Shara to try and play this range game with against an AWP. Crucially, though, Markelov has made his way down toward Banana. He can now control the peak, and they're going to try and go for the trade. The immediate trade as RPK comes out, but what a shot from Shara to start things off. He's traded by RPK, now goes for the face against Markelov, but once more, he's there. Markelov's back, baby, 17.
Yeah, we just mentioned it, and he has been stellar in all of these clutch situations. Yeah, 1 game.
But yes, you're right. You raised a good point as I talked over you. He has been stellar.
Yeah, and it hasn't really been during the early stages of the rounds. He's not the one finding openings, but winning these clutches, using all that experience he has. Really inspiring stuff out of him. 11-10 now, and they have broken the economy. Shox is just going to be in a shotgun with light armor. Pistols for everyone else on G2, but they are getting abused right now by Flipside. The calling of Blade that round really caught him off guard. Existence, the only one. They couldn't rotate back towards B in time. They couldn't read it. So G2 backs against the wall now. This next buy round out of them is going to have to be very impressive. They're going to have to get going and string some together because they haven't won a gun round yet in this half. And very quickly up mid is Flipside. RPK stuck behind a smoke. Doesn't have this information. They're just going to wrap on the A bomb site, and they're going to find it open.
And the smoke means Markelov can fade away. We'll let it inside of the pit. And they've relinquished that position. Shox tries to use the shotgun. He's not gone down. He still has it to wield, but can't get the angle. Importantly, they get 1 kill and massive damage done to Blade. That'll be a bit of a saving grace, but Markelov's position is still extremely good in this situation with the AK, because even if they try and go forward and do damage, he's going to be there. And it's not like they can go for a late charge for a gun. I like that. Just slide out and hit the ground as Markelov hits Existence. It's Shox remaining. Save the shotgun. Why not? It's a beautiful thing.
Well, he's just going to try and cut off anyone from falling away, but they knew exactly where he was from earlier. He did make his presence known in those A halls, so Shara's not going to fall for it. Does find him in the end, 12-10 now. Another buy coming out for G2. No AWP on the board, all M4s. Gives him some utility. Existence and RPK both have Molotov and a smoke. Smiths and Scream just on the smokes, and Shox is going to have to decide what he wants to use, because that investment in the shotgun, it found him nothing. It yielded nothing, so he's going to be stuck on the weaker weapon of the FAMAS. Meanwhile, World Edit still on this AWP. He's still leading the way for his team, 21-18, but it's Markelov, like we've mentioned a couple times, really catching up due to success in these late-round clutch situations.
It's RPK who has to be an honorable mention in this game as well, though, for G2, who very commonly has picked up multiple frags in many rounds. 17 kills total for him.
Markelov just slaughtered a chicken in halls.
What an absolute demon.
He sacrificed the chicken to the
Call
clutch
Gabe in.
gods.
This guy's an ass. Let's get rid of him.
Get him out of here.
Slaughtering. Call.
There's been a lot of work
Peter,
put into
come
these
on.
chickens.
They
Either
actually
way,
are quite detailed.
either way, the mid push is coming up for Flipside. All 5 members here, slowly but surely, using that smoke on the left side to provide cover, clearing out balcony, making sure the defense of G2 is pushed back. This is going to deny information. If they decide to rotate back towards B, there will be no information for G2, but they're going to commit to this.
They're going to commit completely. Flash around the corner. Smith's with 2. And he's able to get away with that. Free trade. RPK is going to shuffle and take the next fight. It's suddenly all in the hands of G2 as Blade's the last alive. Can't even salvage 1 kill against RPK. Puts him low on HP, but that's all.
Yeah, that's a great defense. That pop flash for Smiths, that's the thing. Instead of this time, usually Flipside has taken that control of brackets and G2's just played passive. They've kind of fallen back in the pit and the bomb site and just played the defense there. This time, once bracket control is taken by Flipside, G2 gets aggressive. They just pop flash and say, all right, we'll challenge it. World Edit's trying to pick. He didn't even see the flash coming, so Smiths gets 2 easy kills. RPK follows it up for a 3rd, and from there, Flipside is just demolished. So a really active, aggressive defense, and that actually forces Flipside now. Their money has been extremely low. So first gun round won by G2. It was a 4-round win streak for Flipside, and they're back onto pistols immediately.
World Edit limited. I mean, this is G2. We said winning the pistol would give them a chance to extend the momentum in this game. Flipside responded swiftly with guns, but how quickly times turn with just 1 gun round going to G2. You mentioned it, back on the pistols. And that was a 4-round loss bonus reset for G2, though. So if they don't pick up this round, they'll be in a world of trouble. Thankfully, RPK is up to the challenge. He's going to collect 4 very quickly.
That was sick.
Much like we played Connect 4 yesterday, and I beat you, Moses.
Yeah, that was rough. We'll play again today. We'll get back on the horse. Can't let you Canadians win anything.
Except for, you know, Olympic gold medals in hockey when the U.S. are playing us, but that's all right.
Hockey. Jesus. Really reaching here. Really reaching. Triple push this round for G2 towards the B bomb site. They're going to be aggressive. Smiths and Scream leading the way. Existence is there with them as well. Not too aggressive, though. They just established control out towards the hay cart. 3rd member was there just in case there was extra pressure, but he's going to rotate back immediately. Meanwhile, RPK, same spot as last round, gets into bedroom. Bondik's got to be careful. Markelov as well, just trying to see if there's any kind of halls push. Jumping across to bait out a shot, but the pressure is going to be a little bit behind that. Good damage done on the blade from Screen, and there's RPK. Bondik jumps up, he peeks, gets that kill. Massive damage dealt to World Edit and Blade as well. Flipside in a real deficit in this round.
Some problems for them naturally as Shara's going to wait to try and jump forward. RPK, he's in a wallable position sitting in this bedroom right now, but Shox is there with a bail him. Shara will find that kill. RPK gets a little bit aggressive. This means Shox has to shuffle. And unfortunately, the crossover doesn't work. It's going to get taken down. Shara with 2 very important high-impact kills. Thankfully, Smith does make it back to a 3 versus 3, but they have to turtle, and they've already given up pit. And talk about the significance of so, because Markelov can anchor the site while they plant. And he's already picked up the first kill on rotation. It's now Scream in existence well outside of this. Remember, that reset was only 2 rounds ago. Their money's average, but not great. They'll be able to force in the next round regardless, so winning would be absolutely crucial if G2 want to take the momentum all the way through to the finish line. But already they're looking to fade away from this. Quick flash. Scream does have control of the apartment hallway, but with Shara getting that kill on Existence, he's going to have to be almost perfect with his timing, and already they're considering that possibility. Great round from Shara. 3 very, very important kills.
Yeah, Scream just goes to see if he can grab a quick kill in the bomb site, see if he can react quick enough to turn it into a one-on-one, and he misses the kill, so he just falls away safely. Low HP. Flipside with a big win here. So back on the board for them. Plenty of money on the G2 side. They're still going to be buying. There's going to need to be a drop over to Shox, who's only on 3,100. Existence could use one as well if he wants to have utility, but they're going to have a full buy. It's going to deplete their economy. Op comes out as well for the defense, so they switch things up. World Edit's going to have one also. He gets that dropped over to him, but 13 to 12 now. 2 rounds straight for G2 just gets stopped there. Both teams on a very, very sketchy economy situation behind this buy. Plenty of utility for the CT side.
Gonna work up mid blade right now, try and spot anyone over on the right side. Scream, high smoke to work with in Banana, so there's not much presence from the terrorist side on that part of the map. They've got the bomb in World Edit hands with the AWP there, so he needs to be a little bit careful early on. But speaking of AWP, it's Smiths who finds that slow lurk, that passive play that becomes almost predictable in so many situations as they try and evaluate what's going on toward the top middle, and RPK goes back inside the site. They can turtle up on this advantage.
I guarantee you Blade had no thought. There was no thought that Enners had that thought that said Smiths could have an AWP into this round. There's no way the in-game leader just casually walks up mid like that if he knows there's an op out. So that purchase catches him off guard, gives him an early advantage. Now what's the response here? Shar is the next one close up. Smiths is readjusted over towards Rap side. And that smoke off on the other side, Smiths takes a blind shot, at least lets him know where the op is playing. But with the 5-on-4 advantage, G2 now, you can see they don't have to cheat a 4th player over to the A-bomb, so they're going to play it standard. So 2 members over at B, Crossfire set up between Scream and Existence, and 3 members of Flipside working the way here. Markaloff is just playing a lurk. Smiths is in the open, but still no execution from Flipside. They don't want to come through the smoke quite yet. And actually, just as it disappears, now they're going to start walking in. Bondic, he's going to swing out wide. Existence is in first oranges. Scream's in the back. Molotov's going to force him out. Existence has to peek sometime soon because Scream is forced out. He's burning. He falls. Existence just now makes his presence known. Deals massive damage, gets 1 kill, but it is a 2-on-3. They do have the bomb site, and they are going to get this plant down.
Smiths tries to fire through the smoke and find said planter. That's World Edit. They'll leave the vision towards CT, but they'll deny the movement with the Molotov. That gives World Edit a chance to fire through, but the timing's just off. He's in a 1v3. Flash comes through, and they're on all sides of him. He's got to find the first pick. Doesn't do it. Shocks the kill. The defuse for G2 will get knotted back up. No kit, no problem. And they've got 2 AWPs picked up now, so thank you very much for the solid investment.
Are they going to keep those, though? Are they going to switch to a double op setup? And a map that retakes are so crucially important. To have 2 AWPs on this would be pretty difficult if the site gets swarmed over. That plant is going to give the bonus money over to Flipside, but their losing bonus in their economy gets completely reset. They'd only won 1 round, so they're going to be forced back onto a low buy, if anything. They're more than likely just going to upgrade the pistols and leave it at that. So 13-13, but G2 with a great opportunity here to take the lead. Later stages of this half, and Shox and Smiths, both ops at the A bomb site. Shox is going to appear on mid, Smiths is going to go in towards window, and actually just runs right by it, pushes out door, grabs the angle. Could be able to find 1 kill. There is 1 member walking over to him. That's Markaloff. He's going to shoulder peek it, and he baits out the shot, drops a nade, but the AK-47 from RPK is there. And Markaloff just gets out of there.
They nearly tripped over each other when they backed up that stairwell. That could have been awkward. RPK, though, talk about this guy's accuracy as of late. He's been stepping it up significantly, and he's going to find Markaloff immediately as he backed down the corridor. Smoke out, Blade, not able to do much. We'll have to wait for that to dissipate. Even if he gets up on top of the card, its positioning is such that he won't have the vision. And another headshot for RPK.
I think a lot of people, when he was first picked up, questioned why, especially after his first couple months in the team. But he has found this new level recently, and he is having a sick match. He's at 27-16. Shox chimes in with the AWP there. Scream's going to finish things off. So 14-13 now. Flipside has to buy into this round to prevent G2 from having an overtime point.
Well, so that's the crucial part of it, because there's only 2 rounds against them so far. They're only going to get 2,400 in the next round. No bomb plant, so it still leaves. In fact, it leaves them in a really desperate position. So at the very least,
I'm wondering if
bomb plant's massive. I'm
wondering if G2 or Flipside knows this is a double op setup. I think if they knew it was a double op setup, they would do some a faster tactic. They would do a little bit something a little bit more speedy, because this slowed down against 2 ops. You're giving good opportunity to get picked off. Markelov jumps across, doesn't see anything, and now Shox is in position to punish this. If Markelov comes back the other way, it's a double peek though. Flipside outplays Shox there, and he gets dropped. 5-on-4 now for Flipside. That's a huge play. Bondic and Markelov working together very, very well to get that first kill.
Far so good. It's Flipside in a must-win round. Take the advantage to start things off. Smith's gonna hold the top mid angle. Crosshair firmly fixed upon the doorway from Boiler as Bondic waits beyond. Not yet able to walk forward, not yet wanting to sacrifice potentially himself. There's no one in position for the trade. They're just going to hold, keep that map control in their favor. Smith is a little bit sick of it, though. He wants to force the issue. He may actually catch out. Shara needs to be careful as he crosses all the way over there. Spots one at bench. Now does Bondic push through? Quick pop flash, and the RPK will get in position to try and prevent that trade from happening as Smith's not in the best position, is going to get smoked, and they're going to have 3 players inside of the site. No one in pit from G2, so not the most ideal positioning as they've spotted at least 2 of them. They're already starting to apply pressure on a Banana as well. Yeah, those defensive rotations at the A site was bedlam, and now look at Flipside. They've completely fooled them. On their way into the B site, if they do this quickly, Smith is on the rotate, but Existence is going to have to come up huge. Can't land that first kill. Got to reload. He falls back behind the smoke, so he cedes the B bomb site. He's going to have to play for the retake, and there's RPK. Does find Bondic. That's over towards the A bomb site, but Scream comes in. 2 massive kills for him. 4-on-2 now. G2 has made this work. Scream going for a little bit more. That smoke's going to fade. And Scream is going to find his 3rd. He's being a beast on this retake. Runs out of bullets. He goes for the deagle. He does fall. 1-on-2 situation. And actually, Shara almost makes it work with 1 kill, but Smiths backs up Existence and trades it immediately. And that's the free kick. That's the economy gone. Now, they did get the bomb plant, so they'll be able to force up AKs again. But they're not going to have much utility. Bondic and Blade quite limited in their options. And certainly no AWP for World Edit. Do they call a timeout here? That's a good point, good question. What they could call is that keyboard is badass. Smith's keyboard, in case anyone's wondering. Of course. What do you mean, of course? What are you implying? Taste the rainbow, Jason. Skittles, man. Skittles. Scream and Smith's aggression towards Banana. They're just going to throw out the nades and fall right back in case there was any quick aggression. RPK is going to be underneath the balcony. He's also partnered up. Shox is playing in the halls of the pop flash. He drops it out right now. No one's going to be here this quick. Markelov has taken that over again. That 3rd member is going to rotate back. There were 3 players at B. Now he rotates back. That is Smiths with the AWP, and they've gone away from that double op setup, so it's 4 M4s beside this 1 op. Scream's playing behind the smoke, the hero of last round, trying to land some bullets through it. World Edit spraying back. He actually deals great damage on a Scream, down to 37 HP. That's tough to deal with through the smoke. And still, Flipside, they're just spread out across the map in a default. They haven't decided to commit anywhere quite yet. 1 minute left on the clock. Yeah, 1 minute to make all of the decisions. Try and keep this game alive. Blade will be the first around the corner. Smith's waiting, but AWP gets close. He's not in a good position, not scoped in, and Shara's able to get that kill. This starts off well once more for Flipside, and they're going to try and compensate. They're going to try and push down Banana as they go for the wrap strategy. This isn't a bad idea, but it's dangerous waters for Existence to be lurking inside of, because that smoke, there's 3 players on the other side of it, and they've already fully conceded the CT spawn, so Shara's going to start to clear. Existence has to get that kill because Shox and RPK, if he had, would have been there to pincer them inside Banana, but now they're gone, and Bondic's already spotted this. The movement from Existence and Smiths, the timing for them does not work out. Smiths gets caught in the open on wrap side, trying to get a little bit aggressive. Existence there also trying to work that smoke. But just as it starts fading, he gets caught in an awkward spot at the car where he doesn't have a great angle on the shot. So Flipside's going to take this round. 4-on-2, Shox and RPK, all they have left to do is save. They're going to have to drop a weapon over towards Existence. Scream might be low as well, so they need these weapons into the next round to just be able to have a good buy across all 5 members of G2. So Flipside 14-15, they're not done yet. Not anywhere near done just yet. And not only that, we just saw it. Although there are 3 players comfortably able to buy on G2's side, Existence is absolutely not going to be able to. RPK, by the way, now leads with 28 frags, but Scream as well is going to be in a tight position. He can go for the FAMAS, or does he go for something like a UMP with armor penetration and get out more utility? Okay, all right, he goes full M4, so that was dropped over to him. That's also an option, Moses. Yes, option C. They open door number 3. Gonna make it work. World Edit has the op as well.
5 Molotovs for the terrace side. Flip side, plenty of utility to use for Blade, the in-game leader, who this is a fantastic, this is a huge underdog situation where no one really expected Flip side to be in this position, but he's made it work once again.
He's going to try World Edit now to open things up over toward the B side, as he's already looked toward top mid and not found much. It will allow his teammate to rotate back.
Flipside's done a really good job. There has been some Halls aggression for G2 throughout this half, but they've punished it enough times now that G2's kind of fallen away from that, whether it's Shocks with the AWP on stairs, you know, RPK towards the bedroom had some success earlier on in the half, but they've gone away from it now because it's been punished, because Flipside's adjusted to that, found ways to force it back. You can see them use Molotovs and plenty of utility to ensure that they could get Halls control safely. 3 members of G2 playing defense on this A bomb site on truck side. No one's watching Rap at the moment. If that gets smoked off, this is a big gamble for G2.
BK has to have the jump toward the ledge. That gets him 1 kill. Shara's going to follow the trade, though. Flash on RBK. Needs to hold his ground. He gets 1 more kill, but Blade's there for the trade. And now the site is all in the hands of Shocks, who needs to stay efficient inside of this pit. And the smoke makes him get a little bit antsy. He wants to spot the player on the balcony. That's going to be Markelov. But in just a few more seconds, he has to fall back inside of the pit because that smoke will dissolve. He knows, at least, though, he has spotted Markelov, that he's inside the pit with him. He's not ready for that. He's going to stick with the M4, not swap over to the AK, and spots the second player toward the site. And the one at the front of truck, it's World Edit, though, that nearly gets the shot. Instead, it's Blade. And this could be going to overtime because Existence is now in a one-on-one. He's found the first kill, but World Edit's dancing around the box, and he still has the Tech 9 to play with. Existence is just going to hold on. He's got no kit, but I think he's got just enough time.
Oh, what an incredible end to that match. Existence comes on top of that 1 versus 1. Markelov, we've talked him up this whole half. He doesn't clear pit all the way, and Shocks is able to find that kill, hold that position for his team, and the retake works out in their favor. What a match from Flipside. Flipside tactics. Played with his tactics, really made that work for them. Almost able to pull it out and force overtime, but G2 outlasted.